What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of The Sideline. My name is Rishioza, and we're going to be doing something a bit different today. This isn't going to be any super long video. It's just going to be something just kind of normal and just me talking about just a topic that I've wanted to make a video on for a while, and I'm going to be going a little bit back to how this channel kind of started and just me kind of rambling. So today what I'm going to be rambling about is the Oklahoma City Thunder and what they've done this season, and then what they can be over the next couple of seasons. I've been a really big fan of what the Thunder have been doing all season long, and even going back to last season, I've been really high on them, and this season is starting to really come to fruition, and you got to give all the credit to the front office, all the credit to the coaching staff in getting this much out of them, especially with how hard that they tanked over the past two seasons, but they're really going right now. So OKC has completely smashed all their expectations that they had coming into this season. Their preseason win total was set at over under 23.5, which was tied for the lowest in the NBA, and they're already at 38. To be 15 wins higher than your preseason win total, especially when it was set that low at 23.5, is insane. That means people completely misjudged you and were completely wrong about how good you could be. And that's exactly what OKC has done. They have completely smashed every expectation people had set for them coming into this season. It's all the more impressive once you consider the fact that they haven't had Chet Holmgren this entire season. Their number 2 overall pick. He hasn't played a single minute this season. He's not going to play until next year. And, he's the guy that they tanked so hard to get last season with the number 2 overall pick. He hasn't played, and they're still doing all these great things without him. And it makes it so much more impressive. Considering that they are this high. So right now, they are sitting at the 10 seed after their win over Detroit. Last second win that Jalen Williams had a game-winning tip in. They have a 1-game lead over Dallas, who also lost today. However, they also have the tiebreak over them, so it's pretty much a 2-game lead. And if all things go well throughout the rest of the season, if they're able to stay healthy, they're going to get that last play-in spot. They have, in my opinion, the best young core in the NBA, and they have the youngest team in the league. Their average age is like 23 or something. They don't have a single guy over the age of 28, and I'm just going to talk about some of their younger guys and what they have done this season that's been so impressive. So when you're talking about the Thunder, you obviously got to start with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been absolutely insane this season, well deserving of the All-Star spot. He's going to get an All-NBA nod. He's been incredible. I got a bunch of notes here on my phone, so I'm going to be reading off of those for these stats. His full stats this season, he's at 31.3 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 1.7 steals, and 1 block a game. He's shooting 51% from the field, which for a guy averaging 30 points a game is insane. He's at 35% from the free throw line and 90.4% from the free throw line, which is crazy considering he gets there, I think, the second most in the NBA behind Embiid. He's going to be the first player since Michael Jordan to average those stats on less than 1 3 per game. And I think even if you just take away the rest of his counting stats, he's going to be the only player since MJ to put up 30 a game on 50% shooting with less than a 3. And I think MJ did that in like 1990 or 89. So it's been, over 30 years since someone has had a season like this. Special season from him. And he's going to be huge. If they're able to get into the play-in tournament and get it, he's going to be the guy to be able to carry them, because there's not many players who have been able to shut him down this season. And if you put the ball in his hands in a winner-take-all situation, with his ability to manipulate fouls and get to the free throw line and make mid-range shots in situations where the spacing is so condensed, he is going to be huge, and he's going to be your main guy like he's been all season. So he's definitely the guy to watch for OKC when you're thinking about them. But one guy who might have been the most impressive to me in terms of his improvement from last year to this year on this team is Josh Giddey. Giddey was fine last season. He was, he had the normal struggles of being inefficient as a rookie, but he showed some flashes, but it didn't really seem like he was going to be able to be anything crazy good because of just his lack of athleticism. But this season, he has really stepped up, and he's, taken a big time leap that the Thunder have desperately needed from him in order to, for him to keep that number 7 overall pick status. His full stats for the season, he's putting up 16.5 points a game, 8 rebounds and 6 assists on 49% from the field, 33% from 3, 74% from the free throw line. He leads the team in rebounds and assists, so he's their best playmaker and is their best rebounder at like shooting guard, point guard, combo guard type of position, which is incredibly valuable. And he has dramatically improved his efficiency from his rookie season. His rookie season was fine, but he wasn't efficient whatsoever. He was at 41.9% from the field, 26.3% from 3, and 70.9% from the free throw line. He's improved all 3 of those. He's taking smarter shots, taking better shots. He's getting to the rim more. He's finishing more at the rim. he has really all around improved into a much better all around player. And then, in my opinion, the most impressive rookie from this class, Jalen Williams, who they got with the 12th pick from the Clippers. He's been phenomenal. He's been absolutely incredible. My opinion, he's second overall for Rookie of the Year voting. So I got Paolo, even though Paolo had that ridiculous slump in February shooting-wise. But Jalen Williams has made a huge push to get into the top 3, and I think he's pretty much solidified his position there. So his full stats for the season, he's at 13.9 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. He's been really, really good defensively. He has an insanely long wingspan. I really wanted the Nuggets to get him, but his combine stats and his measurements were just insane. Like, he went from a second round pick around this time last year to a lottery pick and potentially winning Rookie of the Year in just one season. It's an insane rise from where he was, because Santa Clara is not a crazy big school. So for him to get very little recognition there and then just surge this high is insane. His efficiency has been pretty good too. He's at 52.3% from the field, 35.6% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line, which are really, really good splits for a rookie. The 52% is really impressive because rookies normally aren't that efficient. And I know he's behind the guy who averages 30 points a game. Like, he's getting a lot of open looks, but rookies normally just don't knock down most of those open looks. That's just not what they do. So for him to be that efficient is crazy good. And he's peaking at the perfect time too. His last 20 games, he's been incredible. He's at 19.1 points per game, which is the highest among rookies in those 20 games. 5.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and 2 steals per game on ridiculous efficiency. 55.6% from the field, 46% from 3, and 88% from the free throw line. This is a 20-game sample size. Like, it's nothing small. He's been really, really good for a really long time, and his ceiling is just so high. And if he's able to reach that ceiling of becoming an all-star over the next couple of seasons, all-star isn't his ceiling, but if he's able to get to an all-star level over the next couple of years, OKC has an insane backcourt with him and SGA there. He already has a franchise rookie records in steals and blocks, by like any rookie, not just a guard, by any rookie. So defensively, he's been insane this season. Once he hones in more, once he just learns the game more, he's going to be even better. Those are just, I think, who have been their 3 best players this season, but I didn't include other rookies and other young guys that they got. They drafted another Jalen Williams from Arkansas in the second round this season. He's been pretty good for them. He started a bunch of games as of late. And for a second round pick, he's playing great. His efficiency is a little weird. Like, he shoots better from 3 than he does he shoots like 40% from 3 and 40% from 2-point range. Really weird, but he's a good playmaker. He's a good rebounder. He leads all rookies in charges drawn. He's been a very, very good all-around player, especially for a second round pick. And then they signed Isaiah Joe on like a league minimum after he was waived by Philly, and he's been phenomenal. He leads the league in 3-point percentage. He's been one of the best shooters in the NBA all year. And he's like the one kind of respected shooter on the team and provides so much spacing. He had like 31 the other night against Charlotte. It was ridiculous. He's been an absolute gem of a find by Sam Presti in that scouting department. So this is just what they have in the present. This is just what they've done this season, but their future is probably even brighter because of how many picks that they've assembled. Sam Presti trading away all his guys with the Chris Paul trade, the Paul George trade, the Russell Westbrook trade. With little guys here and there with Danilo Gallinari in the sign and trade, Dennis Schroeder, like Kelly Oubre, they got from trading Chris Paul. They traded Mike Muscala this year, Derek Favors. Like, they have had so many veterans come in and out that they've been able to get other assets back, and those assets are going to be so important, and they're so valuable over the next couple of seasons. So these are just their picks over the next 4 years. These are just their first round picks. Doesn't include second round picks or any like other future assets that they might get, but just over the next 4 years. They only have one first-round pick in 2023, which is going to be a pick swap with the Clippers. And, based on how close the Western Conference is, they might just keep, or they might be able to swap that pick because of that they're in the 10th spot, but they're only like 2.5 games away from catching the Clippers, which is insane. It just shows how competitive the bottom of the Western Conference is right now. So they have a pick swap this season in 2023. Then they could potentially have 4 first-round picks in 2024 based on protections, potentially 3 first-round picks in 2025, once again based on protections, and then potentially 3 in 2026, and then they're going to guaranteed have 2 in 2027. So potentially 12 picks over the next 4 drafts to either use right now or use them and package some of your other younger guys to trade for some of their superstars who might ask out and pair with SGA and Jalen Williams and whoever else that you get. This team has such a bright future, and they've done such a good job. Like they have gotten so much crap over the past few seasons for how hard that they've tanked, and I think last year might have been one of the more egregious ones of it. Like they were good in the beginning of the season. Like they were, pushing for a play-in spot. And then they shut down SGA for the last 30 games, and then they just completely tanked and fell into the 2 spot in the draft. It was some pretty similar stuff in 2021, but this team is good. They are legitimately good. They have all the pieces. They need a center. That's their one thing. But they have Chet Holmgren, and if he's able to develop into what they think he can be, this team is complete. They have 3-and-D wings. I didn't even mention Lou Dort, who's been an all-NBA caliber defender this season. They got the defenders. They have the superstar in SGA. They have the complementary pieces with Jalen Williams and Josh Giddey, and potentially more depending on what happens in this draft. They have the picks if they want to trade for somebody else and get a guy of a higher caliber next to them. This team is going to be really, really good. And if they're able to make the playoffs, they've already beaten their expectations. If they don't make the playoffs, they don't make the play-in, and they stay at the 11th spot and have whatever the 11th pick, 12th pick in the draft, that's still a successful year. They have still beaten their expectations. They still know what they have with their guys. They know the direction of their team. It's a successful season. But if they're able to make the play-in and win a couple of games and get in a playoff series with a higher seed, that's so valuable. Though that experience is something that you're not going to be able to manufacture. You have to just get it by making the playoffs. And for young guys like that, like Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey, Lou Dort, guys who, Lou Dort has been, but Jalen Williams, Josh Giddey, Isaiah Joe, guys who haven't been in playoff series before, those minutes are so crucial. And getting them while they're young so they know what the road lies or what lies in the road ahead is huge. So I'm super excited for this team. I'm really excited to see what they can do in the future. I'm rooting for them to get that last play-in spot because that would be super fun. I really want to see them in a playoff setting. That's going to be it for the video. Thanks y'all for watching. I hope to do more videos like this. They're not that hard to make. I just got to do them. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.